Hi there, welcome back to EngVarta. This is Vani and today's video is going to be super fun, exciting and informative because I will give you daily use idioms from A to Z along with their meanings and sentences. So are you ready? Let's get started. Let's start with a blessing in disguise. It means something good that wasn't recognized earlier. Now let's make a sentence with this word. Losing that job was a blessing in disguise for me. It led me to my true passion. Moving on to B. Beat around the bush. It means to avoid addressing a topic normally because it is uncomfortable. Now let's make a sentence with this word. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what really happened. Moving on to C. Cut to the chase. It means to get to the point. Now let's make a sentence with this one. Let's cut to the chase and tell me what do you want from me. Moving on to D. Don't judge a book by its cover. It means that you should not judge someone based on their outer appearance. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. My grandmother told me that you should never judge a book by its cover. Moving on to E. Every cloud has a silver lining. It means that every bad situation has something good in it. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. I lost my wallet, but every cloud has a silver lining and I received it back with some extra money in it. Moving on to F. Feel a bit under the weather. It means to feel slightly unwell or ill. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. I'm feeling a bit under the weather recently, so most probably after the shoot, I will take some rest. Moving on to G. Give the benefit of the doubt. It means to believe someone's story without any proof. Now let's make a sentence with this word. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you did not want to offend me. Moving on to H. Hit the nail on the head. It means to do or say something exactly right. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. You hit the nail on the head with your comment about the project. Moving on to I. In the same boat. It means in the same situation. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. You and I are on the same boat when it comes to dealing with problems. Moving on to J. Jump on the bandwagon. It means to join others in doing something that is currently trending. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. Many companies are jumping on the bandwagon and offering amazing discounts. Moving on to K. Kill two birds with one stone. It means to accomplish two things with one action. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. She killed two birds with one stroke when she cleaned her room and she found the keys. Moving on to L. Let the cat out of the bag. It means to reveal a secret. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. She let the cat out of the bag about the surprise birthday party. Moving on to M. Miss the boat. It means to miss an opportunity. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. If you do not apply now, you might miss the boat on this great job. Moving on to N. Not playing with a full deck. It means someone who is not very smart. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. He is not playing with a full deck if he thinks it is a good idea to go for a swim in this weather. Moving on to O. Once in a blue moon. It means very rarely. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. I go to the movies once in a blue moon. Moving on to P. Pull someone's leg. It means to joke or to tease someone. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. My favorite hobby is to pull my sister's leg. Moving on to Q. Quick on the draw. It means really quickly. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. He is quick on the draw when it comes to answering difficult questions. Moving on to R. Raining cats and dogs. It means raining really heavily. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. It is raining cats and dogs today. Moving on to S. Spill the beans. It means to reveal a secret. Now let's make a sentence. Don't spill the beans about the surprise gift. Moving on to T. The ball is in your court. It means that it is your turn to do something or to take action. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. I have done my part by sharing these idioms with you. Now the ball is in your court to use them daily. Moving on to U. Under the table. It means something which is done secretly or without official approval. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. They paid him under the table to do odd jobs. Moving on to V. Variety is the spice of life. It means that having a lot of things in life makes life interesting and beautiful. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. I like trying new food because variety is the spice of life. Moving on to W. When pigs fly, it means something that will never happen. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. He will start doing his homework when pigs fly. That means never. Moving on to X. X factor. It means that someone has a special quality or attribute that makes that person stand out from the rest of the crowd. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. Rita has that X factor in her that makes her stand out. Moving on to Y. Yesterday's news. It means something that is outdated or no longer interesting. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. The latest gossip about her was yesterday's news. And now it's time for our last one, Z. Zero in on. It means to focus directly on something. Now let's make a sentence with this idiom. The detective zeroed in on the suspect's alibi. So these were some daily use idioms from A to Z. The best way to make them a part of your vocabulary is to start using them daily. Well, I really hope that this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, then give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe the channel for more such content. And if you have your own idioms from A to Z, drop them in the comments below. I would love to read them. Until next time, I will see you very soon in my next video. Till then, bye, take care and happy learning.